Hey, welcome on into Builder Simulator as we dive into more contracts. We also have the sandbox to check out, interior designer mode, and the planner mode. But let's continue on with the contracts and see where it takes us. We've been going all across the globe, tropical islands, Italian towns, and now Icelandic highlands. We're going to be fixing damages, insulation of the building, plaster the outside of the building, paint all interior walls, and put in the floor. So let's go ahead and jump in.
Hello, buddy! This task won't be as easy as the previous ones. It'll be hard and demanding. You'll love it! Oh, you want to know what it's all about?
Okay, if you say so.
The house of our client was damaged during the last windstorm. We need to finish the exterior and interior. It may sound easy, but trust me, it'll take a lot of work. Client wants the house to be ready ASAP. Let's go!
All right, so first let's get ourselves insulation board. We're probably going to need at least 300 pieces to do the outside of this house because we have to cover everything that's orange. And yeah, this is a really funky layout. Like, look at this, these really long rooms. You'd assume that these would be like bedrooms or something, but it's like as long and thin as a hallway though. Goes all the way down there. Yeah, same on this side as well. Connects here, little small hallway there. Then you get this nice big open space here, which is really cool. I don't know who the heck is driving out here, though. Like, what are they taking? I guess this path right here? What's also interesting is that the front door isn't here. This is actually the back of the house. The front of the house is over here, facing this view, which I don't quite understand. But, you know, hey, not my house. I'm not living in it, so that's fine. A house like this, after you've lived in places like Massachusetts, like in Boston more specifically, or in Los Angeles, oh man. You look at these and go, man, these are huge. There's so much you could put into this. Because so many places in the city are just so small, and yet so expensive. I remember apartments in LA before I left, the prices just kept going up. And I think by the point that I left, a 2-bedroom, again, depending on what part of LA and everything, but a 2-bedroom with at least 1 bath and, you know, living room space, kitchen, dining room space, that cost almost $3,000 a month, $3,000 a month. Again, depending on location, some places were more expensive, some places were a little bit cheaper. You could also find similar sized places, if not a bit larger. And by the way, when I say that, the sizing of it was, say, probably like around 600 to 700 square feet. Now, there are places that were much larger. You get for like 1,000 or 1,300 square feet, and the cost would be like 1,600, let's say, a month. But it was in areas that you probably don't really want to be in. It's like really, really nice remodeled homes, but just in neighborhoods that are not known to be the safest. Yeah, pricing is just insane, at least rent-wise. I was renting a house one time, and it was 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and I believe it was split amongst 3 people, but the rent in total was around $2,200, $2,300 or something like that. But the property itself, like the actual house with the land, ended up, by the time we moved out of it, it was basically around $1 million. Which is insane. Because just prior, like 2 years before or 3 years, it was probably like around $400,000. So everything in the cities, especially LA, they just keep going up. Pretty wild. I'm just glad I'm not paying that type of rent or anything now, let me tell you. Alright, looks like the front is just about done. Getting there. Yeah, this game definitely seems like a good one to like zone out to. Just have like a little bit of value from completion and everything else. But then again, the contracts also seem to be slightly more basic. Like they hit on varying things, but you're not gonna, at least thus far, don't seem to be having a huge task list. You know, like, oh, you have to basically do a whole house or something like that. That doesn't seem to be a thing currently, at least. Now, that could change as well, but we'll find out, pretty much. I think we only have a handful of contracts left as well. To be honest, I was actually expecting this game to be a bit more like House Flipper in a way. You know, you're taking on locations, you're building up stuff, you could do, or like Contractville, you know, you could do odd jobs and stuff, but they were a bit more intensive on the tasks that you were doing. Whereas this seems to be like, okay, well, here, we're going to introduce everything in the contract mode, and then you can play around in a sandbox if you want, I guess. But maybe there's more to it, though. We'll definitely see. This game has been out since, I believe, 2022, and it is a full release game. So far, I've enjoyed it, though. For what's here thus far, it's been fine. It's been a good chill time. Some of these contracts feel like busy work. It's repetition of the same thing over and over again. In like eat per contract, like this, for instance, you know, we're putting up just a ton of insulation, but we're not really facing a lot of variety otherwise currently, you know? So, let's see. Oop, missed spot here. It says wall insulation in facade is 45%. Okay, are we missing anything else? Okay, I think the outside is good with the insulation. Insulate a building with insulation board. Plaster the exterior of the building with plastering trowel. Okay, so we need to plaster. And then I'm just seeing if we have any other tools that we had. Nope. Okay. So I believe... Yeah, there we go. There's the plastering trowel. All right, time to plaster things up. Whole wall. Oh, I do love that. I forgot about that. You could just select the whole wall. So we can have different kinds of brick here, which is pretty neat. Stone as well. Yeah, let's do this one. Oh, there we go. So the plaster is black, I guess. I don't know why it has us pick stone wall, brick wall, or whatever, because clearly we don't see it or have it, I guess. I don't know. Very strange. Maybe if I picked another color or something? Oh, yeah, no. Okay, I do see the stone. It's just black. Okay, so I just need to change the color. Oh, okay. That's without plaster. That's with plaster. And if we see the detail here with the lighting... Okay. Yeah, so it's a color thing. Okay, cool. Good to know. Wait, did we... It did cover it? Oh, good. Okay, awesome. Pick color that, but let's do white, maybe? Or, like, maybe more of a gold? I like gold. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Actually really makes the stonework pop. That's cool. Good, and it does save it. We don't have to keep selecting the color every single time. So, that's good. Yeah, stuff like this is just really, I think, solid quality of life. Just makes things just a fair bit faster and not as repetitive. Okay, so get this facade right here. There we go. All right, coming together. Oh, did I do that wall all in that gold, though? Oh, I did. Hey, you know what? That's fun. Let's just do this, too. We'll switch it up. Now that we know. You know, we could keep that back black. Could do that. Okay, let's go to here. Back to plastering trowel. Now we can move our bucket that way. Cool. All right. We're getting there. Pick color. Now let's go for a... And I don't really want to mess with it, though, now that we have that gold, because I don't know if I'll be able to find the same one again. Keep wanting to right-click. I don't know why. Oh, I think because of the mark hole wall. I'm just getting in that habit. Okay, there we go. It's like gold or honey brick. Kind of interesting, actually. Oh, wow. We can actually fill up a fair amount of this wall. We went halfway over, so... We did 50% of it. That's pretty cool. A fair bit, so you get some good coverage, which is nice. Ah, nice. That's right. I forget that the more you do a skill, the more you improve on it, so the faster you can become at it. Even walking and running around. All right, here we go. Last wall, and then we might have to go inside from there. All right, time to use the plaster gun. Once you've filled the whole building, it's time to level the walls with skimming blade. Don't forget about door frames. The plaster gun. Do you feel lucky, punk? Actually, okay, so hold on. We have to do hands. Now we can open. You can't be too far away. Uh-oh. Yeah, okay. That's why. So you can't be too far away, but luckily it does apply very quickly. So you can just quickly spray, move on, get to the next section. I hope our character has a respirator on, you know? I would imagine this isn't good to breathe in. Always amazes me seeing people who do different things on homes, like for instance pest control or helping people with like cleaning their homes and helping with like hoarder situations and stuff, and sometimes they don't wear like Tyvek suits or masks or anything like that. I'm like, ugh, that's not good. Because I'm pretty sure there's black mold in that place, or, you know, there is stuff in the air that you really should not be breathing in. Which I get to a point with the respirator because you want to be able to talk as well and be heard. But, yeah, the whole safety first, I would stick with it. Honestly, that's one of the nice things about a lapel mic, too. You'll still sound muffled, but at least you can get it closer to you than, say, like a boom mic or a shotgun mic. And so you can actually be heard a bit clearer. Depending on where you position it and stuff like that, you should be fine, honestly. It's funny, too, seeing some folks that do those types of videos on YouTube, and they have, like, all this makeup on, and they're dressed super nice, but I'm like, you're going into a place that's probably one step away from being just completely condemned. I don't think what you wear and what you look like really is going to be that important, honestly. Especially if you're wearing the right stuff that you should be for a situation like that. But, you know, hey, never a dull moment. Always the door frames, I swear. Window frames and door frames. Hotel Renovator, too, when we were painting or applying wallpaper. There were times where I would just constantly miss these sections. And you're like, wait a minute, how am I not complete? What's going on? You're looking around everywhere. Yeah, Hotel Renovator was a good game. That was quite fun. Some things were a little underbaked, unfortunately. That, you know, just need more time in the oven, if you will, but there were some neat things in there for sure. And then I played House Flipper, though I never recorded any of the gameplay. I just played it for fun. I enjoyed that more or less. Never played House Flipper 2, though. Okay, so everything is foamed up. What else do we have? Plaster the interior. Oh, that's right. Oops, that's right. Every game is different. Get so used to hitting the tab button for radial menu. Oh, look at that. That's very satisfying. Ow. Okay. We have some massive arm reach there. That's just impressive. Oh yeah, you just keep going. Just hold down the mouse button. Look at that. Super quick. The walls look like walls. My goodness. Actually, this game makes me want to check out Contractville, which we might jump to. I've had my thoughts of checking out Contractville now that it's in 1.0. I've had my thoughts of also taking on... I'm trying to think of... What was the other game on my mind? Painting the walls and laying the floor. Okay. Do we have to buy... I don't think we have to buy paint. No, we don't. That's right. Actually, do you want to do floor? Could do that. But yeah, I've been really intrigued on checking out Contractville and trying to look for other ones, honestly. I have a few on my list. Pick area. Oh, there we go. Now it's working. Wow, these floors look really nice. Like the shine and stuff, like you can see like and how like the light hits it. It really does look like brand new flooring. That's impressive. Right, am I missing a room? No, I think we're good. I'm also playing Saloon Simulator right now, and that's actually a ton of fun. The game isn't released yet, but it will be this month. I believe it's a week or two away from launching in early access. But so far, I'm quite impressed with it. I'm having a good time. So definitely, if you want to see a simulator where it involves sort of like cooking and making drinks, but also has a storyline, and you like the Wild West, definitely check it on out. Okay, I think we're good here. Now, paint. Bucket of water. There we go. Paint roller. What do we want to do? Could do materials as well. They say paint though, but I wonder if that also means like, oh yeah, you can do tiles, you can do wallpaper, and that would count as well. Let's do this. This is interesting. Weird to paint on wallpaper, but you know, we'll go with it. We'll just pretend that we're putting on the glue. That's what we'll do. I definitely think there are certain places and areas that works well with wallpaper, or can. The only problem, though, is being able to maintain the wallpaper. Especially if you get, like, any sort of water damage. Ooh. Because then it's just a pain. Like, you're better off just with... I mean, water damage is water damage, but... almost feels like, well, I can just paint it and just be done with it. There we go. Hey, you really don't get much on the roller here. You burn through it pretty quick. It's also interesting that you can select the whole wall, but you still apply strips instead of it just filling up the whole wall. Or at least as much as the material you have can, you know? You know, honestly, I can just put the paint closer here, but you have to first go back to hand, then go back to paint roller, plop that down, and then you're good to go. Also, I'm really glad that it saved, instead of like painting the wall black or something random. All right, there we go there. So we have this room This room, this wall as well. Let's get this wall done. There we go. Yeah, luckily I've never had to try to apply wallpaper, though it has gotten a lot easier. Even within just the past, like, 10 years, but still. I have a hard enough time, like, trying to apply adhesives for things I want to, like, hang up and stuff, you know? Like, do I really want to trust myself with wallpaper? Nice. Perfect. All right. Okay, maybe I'm turning this house into something perfect for someone's grandmother? Then again, if you're under the age of 60 and enjoy this wallpaper, I'm sorry. Not to insult. Like, I don't mind it, but maybe I'm almost thinking it's almost a little too much. It'd probably be better to break it up with some solid paint on certain walls. I guess they kind of give you carte blanche, though, because they really never list anything specific, like, oh, they want white walls, black walls, they want zebra print or whatever. You tend to get those in more of, like, the house flippers and the tiny house simulators and stuff. Which I'm wondering if anything, talking about Tiny House Simulator, I wonder if anything's going to happen with that sim. I liked the concept, and I thought some of the things were pretty nice in it. You really had to think creatively and strategically when it came to fixing up those different small, tiny homes, you know? But, yeah, I don't know if they're doing anything with it. It really hasn't seen an update in quite some time. And their Discord, unfortunately, is actually pretty dead right now. So I do hope that changes. But then again, also, real life happens. Indie dev work is not easy and sometimes can take a long time. And sometimes it's just easier not to say anything and then release something and go, hey, surprise, than a bunch of people being like, hey, you said this was supposed to come out 2 months ago and it's still not out. So we've laid the floor, paint the wall, oh, and ceiling. Okay, well, this is where we can break it up then. Let's do paints. Yeah, we'll just do this, and we'll just do a white. I think that's fine. Could also do like a green. Or even like a brown. Well, let's see. We go the green route. What would we do? Maybe something that's like closer to white. You know, not exactly what I was expecting, but yeah, sure, I'll go with it. Also a little too green for the wallpaper. Probably like more of like a turquoise or aqua would have been better, but you know what? Whatever. It's fine. It's fine. Love the floors. Like, I'm not always a fan of herringbone, but like the chevron look, but this is actually pretty good. We could really use some lighting.
Another task successfully completed. We're a pretty good operation, and you're the muscle. Oh, don't get so offended. I know you're as important as I am, but what really matters is that the client
I
is
don't think
happy
you
with our
believe
work.
that.
It's obvious, because we're the best. Yeehaw!
I don't think he really believes that. I'm just going to throw that out there. All right, game mode, contracts. What's the next one? Countryside. The winds. Doors and windows, building partition walls, and stairs. Because of the aforementioned storm, there are problems throughout the region. Many buildings have been damaged, and some are in the wilderness. At the same time, the hero and Bill got a new assignment. They will have to try to meet all the requirements of the client while managing a small amount of resources. Country
Partner, I
homes.
have 2 messages for you.
What's up?
One bad and one not so bad. Which
Okay.
one do you want to hear first? I'll make this decision for you. Firstly, because of the last windstorm, there is a problem with a lot of houses. This means we have a huge amount of work, and I'm lazy. The second news is that we have a new task. Client needs this building to be completed as fast as we can. He does not want what is already on the plot to be further damaged. It shouldn't be a problem for a skillful builder like you.
So you want me to take the sledgehammer to it? Because I will. You just let me know. All right, doors and windows. So we have how many doors? 1. Just the 1? We have a lot of windows. Holy cow, we have a lot of windows. Okay. Yeah, just the 1 door. Okay. So buy. As for windows, there we go, because we have a lot of them. You know, in some respects, it's like, oh, it's cool that you can change the color of like window frames and door frames and stuff like that. But at the same time, it's like, but it's not like we get to see the rest of the house complete, so we don't really know, does it go or not? You know, like at that point, it's like, does it really matter? I don't feel like it would. So it's like, it's cool to have, but it would just be nice if there was like more to the place, so that way we can really decide like, oh yeah, black window frames would go well with this, or something else. I'm like, yeah, we'll go with this like light sort of sandy color in a way, but like, does it really matter? I guess really not. I don't know. Like this very like light brown sort of color, but what does it go with? I guess the hollowed blocks that we have currently. Oop, uh-oh. Hey, calm yourself. Guess our character really dug the windows, you know? Will this be enough? That'd be amazing if it actually was matched up perfectly. Because I just kind of threw a number together. The sort of one-size-fits-all is actually pretty nice. You don't have to worry about, like, okay, what size window frame do we need? It would definitely be more realistic, but I think from an ease perspective, without having to then throw in a bunch more mechanics, like, that's actually pretty nice. Oh, we were 1 short? Are you serious? Yeah, 1 short. Wow, okay. Here's a little electric screw ASMR action going on here. Well, at least with the door we have to wedge it, so there's that. A little bit of variety. Now, if we really wanted to get into some realism, at this point we probably have to charge the battery to this thing, depending on the brand. Wait 15, 20 minutes. Oh, we have to wedge the windows too. Oh, that's right. Oh, so much wedging, which sounds weird to say out loud, but anyway. But wait, there's more. But you know what? Let's just wedge and foam these real quick. We're already down here. Hand actions are interesting. It's like, it looks like we're kind of squeezing something and then karate chopping it. Little squeeze action. Squeeze, karate chop. Squeeze, karate chop. Oh, hi. There we go. Oh, there we go. I was like, am I missing something? I absolutely was. Those wedges, they sneak up on you. Alright, and we do have to do the outsides as well, but we'll get to that. Very, like, picturesque view right there. Definitely very neat to see. I don't know if I could ever live in a place like that. It just feels like it's too remote. Almost a little too quiet. Like, I like quiet nowadays. Before I used to think that, like, oh man, I gotta have stuff constantly going on around me. I'd get too bored and be too weird. And now I'm like, oh, please, just make it stop. I'm tired of all the noise. I'm tired of all the traffic and, you know, all that other stuff. It is amazing when you're, like, in your, like, early 20s or whatever, just getting out into life, and you think one way, and then all of a sudden, give it some time, and just how much it can change. And you hear other people say it too who are older than you, and you're like, yeah, okay, well, whatever, you know. Sure, okay. But then when it actually hits you, though, you're just like, oh, man, okay, yep, nope, they weren't kidding. And there we go. Okay, last window on the first floor. Then we'll move up to the second floor. And then we'll come back out and handle all that. Oh, actually, we'll have to do the windowsills on the outside on the second floor, too. Well, that's going to be fun. All right, back to drill ASMR. Also another great view. You don't see many windmills, though. Especially those kind of very old wooden ones. You see a windmill, it's usually used for, like, power generation. At least in the US. In the US and in parts of Canada that I've seen. I always thought it was really cool, though, going through Canada whenever I drive from Michigan to Massachusetts. I would sometimes cut through Detroit, cross over the bridge, and then from there, I would take the QE2 and drive all the way through into Buffalo, or like Niagara Falls area, and then go through like Buffalo, New York, and stuff like that. And I really liked the drive, and it was really nice to actually drive through Canada. Very chill, very quiet. Though if you're driving for too long, it's like, okay, I need something, because otherwise I'm going to fall asleep. But you would see a lot of windmills, which I thought was really neat. It's interesting, too, when people are like, oh, they're so unsightly. And I'm like, they're tall metal structures that aren't really that big and in the way. Like, I always just found that interesting, because how are they not better looking than, say, the hundreds of electrical poles that are lined up along your street? Like, I always thought that was a weird argument. So I'm like, I can definitely think of a lot uglier things that are strewn across people's neighborhoods that have less of a positive impact. So I'm just like, oh, okay. Was really interesting also seeing people with solar panels. My family actually ended up doing that and putting solar panels on their house, and they actually get a nice little tax break too from it, because you're supplying energy to the grid. So you're actually supplying energy also to those around you too. You're a source, if you will. And so you get actually a little tax break for that, which is pretty cool. Of course, it can be pretty pricey to install. Well, at least that used to be the case, but I think there are a lot more companies out there now that really try to get something that's more affordable and easier for people who are new to the idea of solar panels to jump on. Okay, so time to adjust all of these. Maybe adjust? Maybe? Hold on. Oh, no. But there we go. Yeah, it's hard to really pick, like, a windowsill that matches anything, because I don't know what the outside's going to look like. Boy, they are going to have an amazing supply of natural light with all these windows. They're also going to have to invest in a lot of curtains and blinds. Yeah, I've lived in places where there was like maybe 2 windows and that was it, and other places where they had a ton. I definitely vote for the more sunlight rather than not enough. I will say that personally. I mean, sleeping wise, it's nice to be able to cut out the light and just have it be dark. But from like a daylight perspective, I don't want to feel like I'm living in a cave. Alright, then we gotta put more scaffolding around. Do the other side of the house. Eh. Well, I can cheese it. Sort of. Can't really tell the angle, though. Ooh. Haha. There we go. Boom. It's green. I saw green. We actually have some pretty good hops. Not quite enough to be moving this, though. We're sort of getting there. You know, I feel like this is the ultimate laziness. Where you're trying to save yourself some time and work, but yet you're just really just doing more work. Oop, wrong way. Yeah, and what's nice, too, is we don't have to actually ever break these down if we really don't want to. We don't lose them or anything like that. So we just put them up, do our thing, and leave. So it's also very simple to break them down. Okay, did we do everything? Survey says yes, maybe. Doors and windows, 98%. Okay, what am I missing? Something is amiss here. Let's see. The door should be done. Okay, windows, windows, windows. It looks like all the sills and stuff are all set. I wonder what that 2% is. Oh, is it over here? Is it one of the... No, these were done. Huh. Well... okay. Buy doors and insert appropriate places. Place screws, place wedges. Screw in the screws. Yeah, as one does. Insert the windows into appropriate places. Oh, it's this right here. Okay. Like, where else are you going to put a window and a door besides where a window and a door goes? Okay, hold on. Let's do... There we go. Wow, look at this view, though. It is very nice. Stair installer to put the stairs in your home. All right. Stair installer. I've never even heard of a stair installer. What do you mean stair installer? Let's see here. Stairs, let's see. There we go. Oh, okay. They just mean this. Fair enough. What, they don't want the ladder? Oh, come on. Once you go ladder... Partition walls, okay. Buy and insert wall profiles in the right places on the floor and ceiling. Screw in screws, buy and insert plaster boards and screw them into the wall. Buy and insert mineral wool, plaster boards, concrete, if concrete, buy blocks and lay them like load-bearing walls. Okay. And... so buy 10 of these, 10 of these, 10 of these. And see what we can do here. So not for here. We'll place that there, place that there. Okay, maybe we don't need 10, but we'll see. Oh yeah, actually... yeah, we're not too far off. Okay, cool. Oh, actually one short. Look at that. Oh, two short. I'll be, alright. Yeah, we've got to screw those in. Some more drill ASMR. Who knew we'd be so lucky today? Okay, yeah. A lot more partitions now. And... it is really cool to see, like, the skeleton of a house and then how it comes together. There's so many things you don't actually see because it's covered up, right? But you're like, oh wow, yeah, so much stuff like was put into this. It's just, you know, stuff that's so easy to overlook and to not even think about. Oh, of course we need two. It's like it knew I bought one. All right, there we go. We'll need more, but... okay, so that's it for that side. It is really amazing, too, to see how the mood of a room changes based on whether it has more walls than not, or less walls. You know, you take down the walls for the first time kind of thing. It really does feel like a very different space at that point. Okay. Okay, that's it for that. Back to the plasterboard. Yeah, like already this space just feels different. It's got a different vibe to it. Pretty cool. And actually, I like how it's segmented too now. Little walk in and then take a left and you can have like a little living room area or reading area or something. Have the kitchen over here, for example. It starts giving you some more ideas of how you could use a space. Let's see, hand. we go. Okay. So these walls are looking good. Now it's time to do these ones here. So they don't need the partition, so they're slightly different here. I believe we need the, it was it insulation, then concrete block. And we just stack them on up. Oh, actually, I don't think we need that much. Well, we have them now. That's right, I forgot. It's an instant purchase. It's not like getting added to a cart. Well, yeah, we might actually need that amount, so. I forget that it's small little squares that you're filling here. Yeah, we actually need a little bit more. Okay, well, that works. And there might be more up here, too. Yeah. Yep, need more once again. Cool, well, that works. All right, so from here, what we need to do is drop off the blocks, put them into place. But first we have to put in, I believe, the mortar, so we can keep it all together. But we will have to do that in the next episode. So next episode, we'll finish up these walls, see where this house goes, see how it looks and the vibe that we get from it. And then from there, we'll jump into the next contract. But thank you so very much for joining me for another Builder Simulator here on Simulated Mind. Take care of yourselves and each other, and I look forward to hanging out with you in the next one.